All right, and head coach Gregg Marshall joins us, presented by Hog Wild Pit Barbecue. And coach, not unlike games coming back from a break, a little bit uneven at times, but certainly some solid performances also.
Yeah, I echo what Dave said. I thought the burst was in the second half when Grant was in there. I think JB, Eric, those we had a little burst there to open it up to 20. Grant was tremendous. He got his hands on some balls. He made a pull-up jump shot. He made a three. Had a great plus-minus along with JB and Eric, those guys. But I do want to mention Jamie Echenike. I thought he was dominant when he got his hands on the ball early in the first half. And then DeAnthony Gordon, welcome to the show. I mean, he played really well today because it seemed Trey Wade, every time he stepped on the floor, he was fouling. It'll just kind of like Mo Udeze.
You know, you talk about plus minus, and obviously that's a critical factor. But when you look at that, the two guys that continually do a good job on their plus minus, Burton and Stevenson, even though they didn't shoot particularly well, they still are effective.
Yeah. Well, you just got to take good shots, and they're two really tough hombres. I mean, that's when you talk about Eric Stevenson and Jamarius Burton, I think those two would be in the conversation for the toughest on the team. Just mentally and physically tough. JB had a great play where he came up with a loose ball. It was in the first half, and then something good happened after it, but there was no way he should have gotten that basketball. But he made went in there, secured it with two hands, and I think we either hit a three or had an and one opportunity.
And as a coach, I know you're always pleased when a player hasn't had a chance to maybe play too much. When he gets an opportunity, he's ready for the moment. And with Dexter not here and Poor Bear not suited up, DeAnthony really rose to the occasion.
Absolutely. We're in foul trouble. You know, Trey Wade's in foul trouble. And I looked at my staff. I go, man, all of a sudden the 4 spot is it was a concern going into the season, but it hasn't been a concern since Trey Wade started playing so well. And then we were able to move Poor Bear in there a little bit. Dex was playing it some when he wasn't playing the 3, and Jamie had one little spell there where he played some 4. That didn't go so well with he and Asbjorn together. But DeAnthony, and I kept telling him, man, you're a good player. You're going to get your opportunity. I feel for you. I understand. I'm looking for my opportunity, and I wanted to get him in today. And man, we didn't have an offensive rebound until he entered the game, and then he ended up with 3 in 5 minutes, 2 on the foul line. Just sheer will and determination.
Last year it took about a third of the season, 40% of the season, before the team as a team started to play good defense. And now you've got players game after game that are playing good defense and holding the other team to a low shooting percentage.
Yeah, that's one of our hallmarks. It's in the past is good defensive field goal percentage, and when you can hold a team under 40 and under 25 on threes, I mean, they did a great job of knocking in some threes in the second half, and they shot from the free throw line very well. You can't defend the free throw line, but all in all, our defense is pretty good. You know, we held them to 66 points. Usually we can score 67, and you know, West Virginia wins today in a neutral site game in Cleveland.
Neutral.
Against Ohio State in Cleveland, Ohio. But I told the boys that helped us right there. That's a gift. We had no control over that. You know, we controlled how we played against West Virginia, and it wasn't very tough. But then for West Virginia to go now and beat Ohio State, that won't be a bad loss at all. But now let's control what we control. Let's send this decade out with a positive. Let's send this decade out with a win and in style, and let's clear the bench. And we were able to do that. And, a 20-point game became, 18? We won by 18.
Yep. And we talked a little about this before the game. You've had some stretches where you've had some long practice time in between games. Now the grind starts. You have conference play starting New Year's Day, and then it's every 3 or 4 days you've got a ball game again.
Yeah, and it's going to be 2 games a week from here on out, and no breathers. You know, East Carolina's coming in here. They've had a tough pre-conference, but I mean, they're American Athletic Conference game. You got to make sure you take care of that business, and then it's crazy from there on. I mean, we really got to play well, and that's what I tell them. I'm not trying to prepare you to beat the exhibition team or non-division one or somebody like that. I'm trying to prepare you to beat the best teams on our schedule. So we're playing against the game. If you play against the game, the scores and the wins and losses will take care of themselves.
You mentioned the decade. Thanks for a heck of a decade.
Man, it's been fun, hasn't it?
Superb. Well done.
It's amazing how many former players are back in that locker room. Hime Arupke, Demetric Williams, C.J. LaFille, Ben Smith. It's great to see those guys, and they made us all very proud, and they entertained us. It was a lot of fun watching them develop, not only as basketball players but as men, and they're all doing so well, and very proud of them. And I just we have a lot of thankfulness and appreciation for the time and energy and effort that they put forth.
Through basketball, you've changed lives, and you've also recruited players that are good people, and they're proving that as they graduate and get out and make their mark in society.
Absolutely. My coach, Hal Nunnally at Randolph-Macon, he had a saying, I'm not just a basketball coach, I'm a maker of men. And in order to do that, you have to have some discipline in your program, and you have to try to get guys to do the right things and not just win, but win with integrity. And I think that's what we've been able to do, and it's because of the quality young people that we've brought in here, and all we've done is just shine the gem.
Well, Coach, thank you.
Polish the gem.
That's great.
We'll look forward to starting a new decade here in a few days.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, Coach Gregg Marshall, presented by Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.